And we're live on Facebook and YouTube, and it's late again, so I've got to keep it quiet. People sleeping. Hope you can hear me. Tonight, I've got a topic that's been hitting me a lot recently. It's called consistency. It's been my nemesis. It's a lot of people's nemesis. It's 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 the secret, though. I think it's the key ingredient. If not If it's not the key ingredient, it's in the top three for success in anything. It's consistency. Being consistent has to do with, consistency is a hallmark. Being consistent is a hallmark of being credible, being important, being the person that people go to. It's key to creating and developing trust for yourself and for others and your family and your business associates and your community. Consistency, predictability. It's another one, same kind of thing. So the question tonight is it better to take on small micro risks, consistently taking on small little micro risks every day versus betting it all on red? Or in other words, getting 1% better every day on purpose versus, win or lose. Going to do this, get it done, win or lose. No investment in time, no investment in getting better, no investment in becoming. You're just taking a risk and seeing what happens, win or lose. And I think for me, I've tried both. And the win or lose it seems easier, on the surface, but in the end, the odds are against you of having success. It's that 1% per day that's driving my success now. Getting a little bit better, starting with baby steps. Like, for example, I read a book a couple years ago called Atomic Habits. And one of the stories he talks about in the book, it's by James Clear. It's a great book. I'll bring it up here in a second. But he talks about an example, going to the gym. And this will illustrate the Atomic Habits idea. I think it does really well. Again, it talks about this in the book, but I actually did it, and it works. I'm here to report that it works. So what he says is, when you want to start going to the gym, instead of going to the gym and working out really hard one day, getting sore, and then waiting 2 or 3 days to go back because you're so sore you can't move, what he says, and what that does is it tells your brain, no, this is not successful. It's not fun. It's not something that I can do. It's hard to do. And I'm just not going to do it anymore. So it finds ways to figure out how to dissuade you from going to the gym ever again. and that works. But with Atomic Habits, there's a process. And what you do is you just plan to go to the gym, and you set a time, and you make it successful out of it. Some little tiny micro risk that you take. It's like, okay, well, I'm just going to show up at the gym. I'm not going to work out. I'm just going to be there for 1 minute, and then I'm going to leave. And you do that once a day for a week, maybe 2, and you just show up. Not going to exercise, but you set the time and you make that time. You get that little win. And then after the second week, you still do that. And then all of a sudden you think, well, while I'm here, I may as well do something. So you do a little something, maybe for 5 minutes. And you just consistently keep going back to the gym every day for a little bit of time. And pretty soon You start picking things up, and pretty soon it's a habit. And that's basically what Atomic Habits is all about. It's getting that 1% better intentionally every day versus going in and busting it out for a half hour and getting so sore you can't get back, you can't even walk, and you don't go back in for 3 or 4 days, and you're by the time 3 or 4 days goes by, it's like, I'm not going again because that was too painful. I had done that before. It just doesn't work. So here's a really cool little summary of Atomic Habits that I found, and it's Atomic Habits by James Clear. Tiny changes bring remarkable results. I love this. This is a fantastic book. And the 3 key lessons. Lesson 1, small habits make a big difference. It's that little 1%. And this applies to just about everything in your life. So the second one is forget about setting goals. Focus on your system instead. Goals are about results you want to achieve. Systems are about the processes that lead to those results. So the process in the gym example is setting the appointment for yourself to be at the gym and making that happen. It's a small little micro risk that you're taking, not getting that done. He says, if you're having trouble changing your habits, the problem isn't you, the problem is your system. Bad habits repeat themselves again and again, not because you don't want to change, but because you have the wrong system for change. So it's about creating a system for yourself that builds good habits. And it also, there's a system for breaking bad habits. And it's basically the opposite of creating good habits. And it makes total sense to me. The third lesson is building identity-based habits. This is huge. This is what I've been doing. The key to building lasting habits is focusing on creating a new identity first. So like Bo Eason says, create your intent, your 10-year goal, your 10-year, 20-year intent. That's your big objective. And that's what you focus on. What do I need to become to be that person that I'm going to be in 10 years? And set that identity. And then figure out who that person is and what traits they have. What are they really good at? What do they do? How do they treat people? How do they treat themselves? How do they eat? How do they sleep? What kind of car do they drive? Create this, build this person. And that fills in all the gaps, and you're programming your subconscious at that point in some very important ways. It's powerful stuff. So decide what type of person you want to be and then prove to yourself with the small wins. So don't go whole hog all at once, win or lose. Do the small little things. It takes time, but if you have that intent, that long-term Bo Eason goal, that intent in mind of becoming and being a brand new person, you can start filling those shoes. And your subconscious, if you're doing this properly, will help you. So how to build better habits with 4 simple steps. And James Clear breaks down this habit loop. First one is cue, then craving, then response, then reward. Repeat. So the cue triggers a craving, which motivates a response, which provides a reward. It's kind of like Pavlov's dogs, which satisfies the craving and ultimately becomes associated with the cue. Together, these 4 steps form a neurological feedback loop. Cue, craving, response, reward. cue, craving, response, reward. That ultimately allows you to create automatic habits. This is also known the habit loop. So we can transform these 4 steps into a practical framework. So how do you create a good habit? Well, he talks about the first law, cue, make it obvious. Well, I want to go to the gym and I want to get healthy and I want to build muscle. I want to look good. I want to feel good. I want my body to have energy and I want to be healthy. So make it obvious. The second law, craving, make it attractive. This is something that I believe will help me be better. It'll help me do more things in life. It'll help me enjoy my life more. Make it attractive. The third law is response. Make it easy. I can get to the gym for 1 minute. I don't have to do anything when I get there. I just go, sign in, and leave. And I'll feel good about that because I'll have reached my objective. Make it easy. And the fourth law, reward. Make it satisfying. It's like, yes, I got that done. It's a tiny thing, but it actually, your subconscious sees it as any other reward. Big or small, your subconscious goes, yes. And it builds that, it's evidence that you're successful at creating that new person. And your subconscious wants to help you. So it's looking for evidence. And these little wins every day start building this evidence that, wow, this guy's really serious. I better help him. Talking like your subconscious is a separate person. And in ways, it kind of is. Because it doesn't know up or down, right or wrong, in or out, or time. It has no idea of time. But it does know how to protect you, and it does know how to bring in resources for you. And it does know how to make things easy or hard for you, depending on whether it believes it's the right or wrong thing for you. And you have to help it understand that these are the right things by giving it the right feeling. And that feeling of making it satisfying is the right feeling. So get those little tiny habits started and get that right feeling, and your subconscious will get on board with you. So how to break a bad habit? Well, inversion of the first law. So you just do the opposite. Cue, make it invisible. Inversion for the second law is craving, make it unattractive. Inversion for the third law, response, make it difficult. And the fourth law, reward, make it unsatisfying. Yeah, pretty simple. So here's some cheat sheets that they put in the book. I won't go through these right now, but I would strongly recommend taking a look at this book. You can get it on audio or get the real book and read it. It's absolutely amazing. And I think you'll enjoy it, and you'll gain so much from it, just following these little simple steps to grow and become and be better at your leadership and at your life. So that's enough for today. Have an awesome evening, and we'll see you again next time, which will be tomorrow. Bye.